Hi everyone, my name is Ryan and I'm the midlife skier. Our family has gotten into skiing recently and we've been doing a lot of it this season. However, my oldest son, who's 20 years old, has autism and he hasn't been able to join us in this new family activity. On a recent ski trip to Snowshoe Resort in West Virginia, he had the opportunity to do an adaptive ski lesson. So today I'm going to tell you how this went and what we learned. My oldest son has always hated the cold, even since he was little. I remember him having a 2-year-old sit-down hissy fit once when we made him play in the snow outside. Obviously, his autism and associated motor skill limitations would make it hard to do the physical things required in skiing. We once did snow tubing with him, and he wouldn't put his feet down to slow down the tube at the bottom. He just ended up slamming into the tube downhill from him at the bottom of the run to stop. Knowing this, my main concern in him learning to ski was his and others' safety. Even with these issues, we still would love, though, for him to join us out there in some way. Recently, when my wife asked him if he would like to learn to ski, we were surprised when he answered maybe. When pressed a little more, he said he would try it, but he was worried about getting hurt. His younger brother fractured his collarbone skiing last year, so he didn't want this to happen to him. After assuring him that he wouldn't get hurt, we took advantage of the lack of a hard no and looked into adaptive ski lessons. Knowing that we had an upcoming family ski trip to Snowshoe Resort in West Virginia, I found on their website some information about their adaptive ski lesson program. My wife called the number and spoke with the program coordinator there. After explaining the situation and hearing more about the program, she set up a 2-hour lesson for him for the Saturday of the MLK long weekend. Since we all plan to be skiing at the Silver Creek area on this day because of the high crowd levels, it worked out well since that is where the adaptive program is located. When the day came, we headed out around 8:30 a.m. to arrive at Silver Creek on the free shuttle by 9 a.m. My son was fully decked out in his ski clothes, jackets, and pants. He used my spare helmet and goggles and looked pretty good. Once we arrived, we checked in at the adaptive program slopeside cabin and were introduced to his 2 instructors plus the coordinators. With some help, we went next door and got his rental gear. This is where we paid for and received his lift ticket as well. All in, everything for him, including gear rental, lift ticket, and lessons, were about $150, which to me is just a mind-blowing value. Since the instructors are volunteers with the Challenged Athletes of West Virginia organization, the lessons actually were free. My wife took care of all the paperwork while he and I were getting the rental gear. She also filled in his instructors on his personality and when it was okay to push him and when he wouldn't want to be pushed. They did a really good job of trying to understand his needs and limitations beforehand to maximize what they could do. After getting his rental gear, we went back to the adaptive program cabin to finalize getting him ready for the lesson. It was funny watching him walk in ski boots for the first time. He definitely needed some help. Once he was all ready, his instructors walked him outside to start. Once outside, they had him get one ski on and move around some with it. After this, they had him get the second ski on and get used to keeping his balance on both skis. Pretty quickly after this, they took him up to the bunny hill and onto the magic carpet to the top of the bunny hill. They stayed with him and helped him on the magic carpet so that it went smoothly. After getting to the top and off the magic carpet, they had him go down the bunny hill with his skis parallel. Once he was comfortable keeping his balance on the bunny hill, they moved out to the flat part of the main learning slope. Out on the main learning slope, they used a large metal hoop for him to hold on to while he learned how to snowplow. He also learned how to get up after falling, which everyone that's skied knows that's a key skill to learn. He had great balance and did well on this part of the lesson. At this point, they attached metal clamps to the front of his skis to keep the tips from moving apart. This way, he could either keep them parallel or snowplow without worrying about crossing the tips. They also attached long leashes to the front of his skis. With these leashes, one instructor held them behind him and could control his forward speed, while the other instructor stayed in front to help him and give him directions. With these 2 extra pieces of equipment in place, they took him all the way down the long learning slope a few times. We had been skiing in the area and kept an eye on him from afar, but were careful to make him feel that this was his own independent activity. The coolest part was his last run of the lesson. Our whole family converged at the end of his lesson to get him and go eat lunch together. Upon arriving, we were informed that he wanted to do one more run. So we had the chance for all 5 of us to go down the learning run together. It took a while, but it was really cool and special for us. We got a picture of all of us together at the bottom of the run right before riding the lift back up. I can't say enough good things about his instructors. They were very patient with him and progressed him much further than I thought possible. It's even more amazing to me that they're all volunteers. They're not getting paid for this. These are clearly people who care a lot about and have a passion for skiing and making sure everyone gets a chance to try it. It's a fantastic program run by challenged athletes of West Virginia, and I think it's really awesome that Snowshoe supports it like they do. As for my son, he said he enjoyed it. We asked him if he would like another lesson the following day, but he said no. He did offer that he would do another lesson on our next trip, next time. So we'll take the win and see about getting him out there again later this season. Obviously, for my wife and I, this was incredibly meaningful. We were finally able to do an activity that we love together as a whole family. It was great to see him hang in there, fall, get back up, and keep going. He did way more than I ever thought he would want to, and I'm so glad my wife pushed this and made it happen. She's a good mama. We're so proud of him and so thankful to these wonderful volunteers for making this possible. I hope they know what it meant to us because it was just so special. When you have a child with special needs, there aren't a lot of wins, so you take them wherever you can get them. This adaptive experience was definitely a win all around for my son, for our family, and certainly, especially for my wife and I. Obviously, we would highly recommend this adaptive experience for anyone with the inclination and any physical and/or cognitive disabilities. I hope this program continues to thrive and help many more families and individuals like it did for us. Again, I just can't say enough good things. So anyway, that was our story, that was our experience, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.